Welcome back to the show. One thing 2016 taught us, apart from how to speed read an obituary, was that a lot of working class white people are upset and feel their concerns have been ignored. Message received. Thanks, guys. So my New Year's resolution is to do better. For starters, I'm officially making my favorite season of The Wire, that one with all the white people. But that is not enough, because unlike other Americans struggling with job insecurity, declining wages, addiction, anxiety, and shitty schools, white people also have to cope with discrimination. Did you know that only a few decades ago, whites weren't even allowed to drink out of black water fountains? It's insane. So we're dedicating a new segment to the overlooked tribulations of white Americans.
Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Nobody knows my sorrow. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Glory, hallelujah.
Last week's victim was Bo Bice, or as our writer's autocorrect keeps calling him, Bob Ice. Like most Americans, he was on a reality show during the Bush administration. Trigger warning. There's some hate speech coming up.
Bo Bice says he was stunned last Friday when an employee at Popeyes Chicken in Hartsfield, Jackson made a racial comment.
Oh, what was it? Wait, don't tell me. Was it Peckerwood, Ofe, Cracker, Honky, Guaylo, Gringo, Hillbilly, Redneck, Hick, Trailer Trash, 8 Mile, Bubba, Blowfish, Gabacho, Wonder Bread, Casper, Washisho, Hayseed, or Guero?
One of the 3 young ladies behind the corner said, "He's already got his, that white boy over there."
Wait, that's it? They didn't deny you service or dump food on your head like it was a lunch counter sit-in? They called you a white boy? Let's see, okay. You recorded a song called Brown Skin Girl, which I think is about trying to get a woman's attention at Popeyes. So clearly you're comfortable using the color of a person's skin to describe them. It must be the word boy. And yes, Timothy Oliphant's cousin is right. That is offensive. Because Vice is not a boy, he's a man. A grown-up, mature, adult man.
So he went to social media to share what happened.
If by share, you mean had a Facebook meltdown, identified the wrong employee by name, called her a racist, demanded an apology, threatened legal action, tagged the local news station, and riled up several hundred other white folks tired of the racist double standards that have infested our society, it's what we on white Facebook call starting a dialogue.
The fact that I've got to sit on TV and come down a notch and look like a petty little brat by tweeting and Facebooking this just to open up dialogue so we can have an adult conversation is ridiculous. In America, you should be ashamed.
Oh, don't worry, I am definitely feeling ashamed of America right now. Now look, it's easy to make fun of Bo Bice. I mean, seriously easy. Half my writers are out sick this week, so I had the office cat write me a dozen great Bice jokes, but I'm trying this new thing where I talk reasonably with people I disagree with. Bo seems to want to have a conversation, and a lot of people feel the way he does, so I'm gonna listen.
If the tables had been turned and I had used something and been as insensitive as to say something like that, you're talking about that I would be boycotted, there would be people not buying my albums.
If the tables had been turned, actually I don't think the airport Popeyes has tables. You get your $3 spicy meal and you take it on the plane so we can all smell it. But you're saying you would suffer professionally if you made racially insensitive remarks, and that is true, or at least it used to be. I'm honestly not sure anymore. So if the tables were turned, let's see.
In the past hour, we learned that the store owner has suspended the worker who made those remarks.
You mentioned her race, and you got to go on TV and remind people that you exist and you're a magician or something. She mentioned your race, got suspended from work and lost a paycheck, which technically means she can't afford to buy your album, so yes, you're still the victim. But do you know how I can tell this wasn't systemic racism oppressing you? Because you're 41 years old, and this seems to be the first time you're experiencing it. Kevin, how many acts of discrimination are you up to today?
This is 12, Sam. How you gonna pull me over indoors?
Okay, good luck. Now, You'll all be very happy to know that Bo did receive an apology from Popeyes owner, Atlanta business leader Mac Wilborn, a 73-year-old black man born and raised in Magnolia, Arkansas, where, unlike progressive Little Rock, schools weren't desegregated until 1970. So I'm sure Mac appreciated this teachable moment about how it's hurtful to call a grown man boy. Live and learn. He probably also wishes minor celebrities would quit using his restaurant for their politically charged anecdotes every time there's a fucking election.
I fly through the Atlanta airport often. Now, my favorite place for a quick meal on the go is the Popeyes chicken in Terminal B. But in light of the Herman Cain controversy, I realize it might not have been Southern gentility, but sexual harassment. Because the ladies behind the counter called me honey, sweetie, and darling.
Okay, the only way some lady is calling you sweetie darling is if you leave 100 on the dresser. I'm sorry. I used up all my empathy on Bo, and I don't like you.
Maybe instead of feeling at home, I should have been offended, called a lawyer, and demanded free spicy chicken for life. I mean, I should have known something was inappropriate when they asked me if I wanted legs, breast, or thighs.
Stupid sexual harassment survivors! How the hell did Mac's Chicken Joint get picked to cater the entire arc of the reverse victimhood narrative? Step one, of course, is dismissing actual victims of harassment, sexism, or racism, which clears the way for step two, playing the victim card yourself the moment your dainty white feelings are disrespected in the slightest. Academics call this white fragility. Can I get a definition?
A state in which even a minimum amount of racial stress becomes intolerable, triggering a range of defensive moves.
What does that mean? I don't get it. I truly, I'm now reading what was on the screen and I still don't get it.
Yeah.
I'm white. I don't even understand what defensive moves. I don't get it.
I know. Is one of the defensive moves pretending not to understand something that's relatively simple and has just been clearly explained to you? But then something amazing happened on the couch of feigned female ignorance. A respectful conversation about race.
Be honest with each other and be calm.
But
just be respectful. Ask a lot of great questions. You stop fighting and you start talking.
Walking in other people's shoes.
Exactly.
And the reality is, as the mother of a white boy, he's not going to be subject to certain things that a black boy would be subjected to.
Oh my God. Did you just call your son white boy? Nice. Just shut down the conversation with an ugly racial slur. Wait until my Facebook followers hear about this. We'll be right back.